differently, but it is what it is. So,
Yeah.
Okay. So, good morning, everybody. And I know that everybody must get an overdose of these remote online calls and meetings. And I hope you rested after WEFTEC. So just to give you a brief update, we had the improvement initiatives in terms of developing asset management plans. We've combined business case evaluation and CIP because they're closely related. So we have two co-leads, Getachew from DC Water and then Ott from Kansas City. So, and on risk, now we have a new lead in this phase with WSSC taking the lead, Ellen Blinn. So meetings have been very good content, good collaboration, and so that I feel is going really well. Richard Windsor and Team 2100 and Patricia have been doing a really good job on the asset management plans. So some really exciting stuff is happening on that. On the people topics, as usually, those are a little bit more complex, and we are making progress. We're getting very good engagement. I wanted to see if Scott has anything to say on that.
Well, I would just, echo that. I think that we're starting from scratch with those three topic areas where the other improvement initiatives, we had a year-long head start, but there's good progress, participation. We have leaders of those teams that are taking it very seriously and are very engaged, and we're working to make sure that we're also coordinated across those teams. So it's going real well.
Thank you, Scott. One thing that I would like to ask is that we, for example, on change management, we are seeking input from people, and also on workforce, there was a bit of a survey that came out. And it would be really appreciated. I know that everybody's got a lot to do. These questions and surveys are they don't require very much time to answer, but it's very useful. So if you can find the time and respond, it'll be, for those who are in those teams, it would be very helpful for the team leads. And we don't want them to get discouraged because there's not, because the lack of response. So every one of you can do their part to really help and contribute by filling out the surveys and doing doing their interactive part.
And Cello, I would just add that on those three people topics, those are very big topics, and one of our efforts through the survey and what Cello is describing is to narrow it down a bit so that we're not going to be the definitive source for everything related to change management, organizational culture, and workforce, but we're going to identify what are the leading kind of subtopics or elements that we want to focus on. So that's part of the reason for the survey and narrowing this down a bit so that we can do something that's very tangible and useful for UAIM. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. Any questions on these issues? Any comments? Okay, I don't see any hands raised. So I want to talk just a little bit about the peer-to-peer interaction collaboration. We established a channel where people can post their questions and stuff like that. So, and then the idea is that a utility says, well, I have, such and such issue, and does anybody else have any experience with this? Do you, so sort of putting it out there, asking for help. So we have two of them that have been posted from Mert, from Portland Water, about inspection return rates on hydrants, and also a question about pipe replacement program. And this was from Loudoun Water, and they provided a link to a survey that would, help them out. So I know that most of you perhaps don't have a habit yet to go to that channel and see if there's something new. But it would be very helpful if you could. We have over 20 utilities, I think 22, 23 now participating. So I would guess that probably somebody out there has answers to these things. And the more we can grow this kind of interaction, the stronger our network is going to be and more helpful for everybody. So I would really encourage you to go to that channel. It's called P2P, peer-to-peer. And see what people are posting occasionally. And I also am trying to find the balance between sending you email to everybody every time a question comes up, and because I don't want to be spamming people, but it would be very helpful if we can get a little bit more interaction on that aspect. Recently, we also had a question that was very interesting from Great Lakes that had to do with energy management, essentially saving energy, which is really a great topic. And so if anybody has an interest in that topic, it would be great if you could just send me an email and I'll make the connections. And it would really also help us energize Great Lakes, which this is an area where they're really interested. They're a participating utility. So if there are others out there, we can really construct a collaboration around that topic of interest as well. So I'm going to stop now and see if there are any questions on that.
I guess I have a comment. Is SFPUC a part of UAIN?
San Francisco Public Utility Commission, yes, they are, yes.
They have a huge biodigester facility project that should be in construction now, and they have a very interesting energy recovery facility as part of that.
Okay.
That's all I know.
I will contact. What happened was that I'm not sure if everybody knows, but Lewis Harrison, who used to be sort of the prime force on the SFPUC side, has retired earlier this year. And so we're missing Lewis, and there has been a reorganization at San Francisco PUC, and people that have been with the project for some time have been assigned new duties and promoted and moved around. So there has been a little bit less of a lively connection. But again, I'm going to ping the contacts there and see if we can entice them to get a bit more active.
Cello, I just add that I'll bet as everybody knows, energy is the largest non-labor consumer of resources, and this is a challenge area for probably half the organizations at least. And so if you want to express an interest in this, contact Cello, who is can help coordinate the development of this area. That would be real useful, and you can gauge your participation according to your availability, but it could be that we have a new group that forms around this if there's interest.
Okay, thank you. So just a brief note, please raise your hand so that I can see if that will be a signal for me to slow down and give you a chance to speak. If you have any issues with access to data with Microsoft Teams platform or anything like that, it would be just let me know. because I'm dealing with Microsoft. I talked to them more than I talked to my wife, I think, in the last couple of weeks with their technical support. So just let me know. They're going through some transition, trying to scale up Microsoft Teams because of a huge demand, and there may be some issues, but I will deal with it the best that I can. So if you have any issue with invites, with anything that's going on, just let me know. And I see that Keith Tyson, I think, has his hands up.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know there's a Water Research Foundation Project 5091, which is about developing a framework for quantifying energy optimization reporting that we've signed on to with Brown and Caldwell, I think, but there are other partners out there that are probably looking for people that are interested in that. So just FYI.
Okay, well, thank you. I will connect with Great Lakes and let them know. Okay, but regardless of that, if there is interest in this, I'm not sure if 5091 is going to be following exactly the same methodology as we are, or doing business process modeling. We would kind of like to integrate that aspect into this project, so it'd be great to know what others are doing, but also, you know, we may want to have our own conversation as well. So the next thing is, I just want to let you know, we finally got an amendment to our contract. So Mike Barnett is back on deck and ready to help with business process modeling. So whether you're doing business process modeling internally on your own processes as part of track 1, or on track 2 on these improvement initiatives, he's the person now who is, you know, fully ready to deal with updating the water sector value model, helping people with business process modeling and stuff like that. If you don't have contact information for Mike Barnett, let me know. Those who have been on the project for a while have all talked to Mike in time, but especially the new folks, let us know, because Mike really brings some specialty expertise in business process modeling, and is also curating the water sector value model. So I don't see any hands up. So the next thing is, we need to start planning for the workshops. There's not as much time considering the holidays and that in the rest of the year. The timing, the format, and the tools that we will use. We're thinking about shorter workshops, maybe like a couple of hours, or, you know, half a day at the very most, because remote workshops are a bit of a challenge. And one thing that we're also thinking about is preparing the slide decks. We want to minimize, absolutely minimize the time in the workshop that is spent on somebody, one person presenting slides to many people. We want to, when we have a workshop, we want that to be pretty much focused on interaction and maximize the interaction and collaboration and sort of these breakout rooms and things like that. So what we're thinking is that if there aren't any presentations, that we would just make videos of them and post them so that people can get familiarized and we can prepare for the discussions, and then just have discussions featured in the workshop. Are there any thoughts or ideas or comments on that, on the workshops?
Chris.
Oh, Chris has his hand up.
Well, he was getting ready to say something, I think.
Oh, okay. Anybody, any thoughts on the workshops? Okay.
Cello, just
Yeah.
maybe a quick comment. What you said is that you're pretty flexible in terms of length, and topics are being generated as we speak, or as we had calls and such. And given your comment about time being a bit of a premium as the year goes on, especially getting into next year, having the holidays behind us, is there something, would it be helpful to maybe have a bit more structure as to the length of time and expectations in terms of outcome? And I mean, do you like panels versus one presenter? I mean, maybe what is a good practice here that we're looking for that would be of value to the presenter, but also just as important as, maybe even more important, the people that would be on the call. Presumably we will be doing these like team meetings. Any comment?
Yeah, well, the thought that my thought is that the time when we are in a workshop, that it's maybe it's a harsh word, but it's not the best use of the time to have one person present to many. So I think we want to separate that part, because the part of one person presenting to many could be done. A person can. It's very easy to just record the PowerPoint using Teams or whatever, and then we post it so that people can look at these introductory things and framing the workshops and before the workshops at their own time, whenever it's convenient. The other challenge that we have is that we have important partners who are Team 2100 in England. So we don't have fully flexible, and we have people on the East Coast, people on the West Coast. So we don't have a wide range of times available that work for everybody. So equally well for everybody. So the idea is to have workshops very focused on a single topic, and to have more of them, but very focused on a single topic. So for example, on the asset management plans. So, and even within that, we may focus on having a workshop on digital asset management plans, or some, specific access aspect of that, so that we maximize the interaction during the time when people are on the call. And I'm also looking into tools, different tools like Mural and things like that, that allow facilitate participation. And I'm hoping that we will come out with a proposed schedule and map of the workshops, talking with the leads. And we have 7 different, we have 7 different leads that we need to talk to and coordinate with. So it's a little bit of a just because there are so many different things going on in parallel. I see Jackie has her hand up.
Yes. Hi, Cello. Well, so I was just kind of thinking about some of the same things Mike was thinking about. And yeah, if there's an opportunity, I guess I would suggest, depending on how long the workshop is, to really, make sure and build in a couple of breaks, because of people just, they just get tired even after like about 30 minutes, a 15-minute break kind of helps people to be able to refresh. But the other part is finding a platform or something where you can go into small groups and then come back into the bigger group is a good way to maybe get some of the feedback, or allow people to have some discussion, like as you design the workshop. I think that would be very helpful. So I think you're already on that path of thinking about all those things, but I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah. It's a great idea, and we will certainly take that into consideration. And for everybody else out there who's shy about saying something, every time somebody speaks up, it brings value to everybody else. So thank you, Jackie. And Mike, did I answer your question?
Partially. You listed all the tools and the objectives, and I think they're important in planning and considering what to do. But it's very much a work in progress. I think rightfully so. You've alluded to that, and I don't want to belabor the rest of what's on your agenda here. I just think it's a really important deliverable out of this that could live after May 30th. And it's something maybe, we'll look forward to maybe hearing some updates. I'm going to leave it at that for now. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, it's when we had fewer things going on in parallel, workshops were a little easier. Now with things going in concurrently in 7 different directions, it's 7 parallel paths. It's a little bit more of a challenge to figure out how to balance that, but we're working on it, and we should have a proposed plan soon. Any other questions about workshops or ideas?
Jackie, you still have your hand up?
Oh,
Sorry, I forgot to put it down.
No
okay.
problem.
So just a couple of thoughts on this transition to WEF, and for the long run, things are going very well, and have been in contact with WEF and specifically with Barry Liner, and it seems like things are looking up. There's positive energy on WEF side, and Barry's working on a business plan, and the idea is that it would sort of start on January 1st, and so we have a few months of sort of double both WRF and WEF, but to ensure smooth transition to WEF. As part of that, we are working on a document that would describe sort of the long-term vision and kind of describe what we're trying to do in the long run and how to turn it into a movement and things like that. And I sent a draft document to several people on this call, and received really excellent feedback, which was very encouraging in a sense that it encouraged me to ditch that draft and write a new one from scratch with a different focus. So, but it was very valuable, and I think the document is much better after receiving these comments, which were very helpful. So I hope that this document, which will be co-published by the ISA, IWA and WF, will be useful as we go forward. I thought we were getting close to having it done, but then after receiving feedback, we had to sort of step back and rewrite things, but hopefully in a couple of 3 weeks we should have a mature draft that I can share with everybody here. Are there any questions on that? Okay, I don't see any hands up. So with 5 minutes left, first of all, wanted to mention I'm the co-PI on this WRF 5039 project on smart utilities and intelligent water systems. And there are some interesting things happening there because there seems to be quite a bit of synergy, because that project addresses the right column in our people process technology matrix that we've been focused on, because a lot the intelligent water systems are really defined in terms of leveraging technology. So I see some real opportunities to not treat these two projects as silos and to integrate integrate these things. I apologize, I'm distracting. I'm getting text messages from, and I'm not sure, from people who are supposed to be on the call. I don't know if they had issues getting on the call or what. I hope that there are no issues with that. So I expect that on one of these biweekly meetings, I will present a summary of what's going on that other projects. And I think it'll be beneficial for us to connect these two efforts into a kind of a more cohesive, cohesive approach. So that's a little bit of a teaser, but things will be coming your way. And last item, we have, a couple of more minutes to see if there's opportunity for open discussion, to see if people want to bring something up, and ideas or suggestions or comments. I don't see any.
Zonetta has her hand up, Cello.
Oh, Zonetta, sorry, I didn't see that. Sorry, Zonetta.
Oh, no problem. I need to apologize because I joined a few minutes late. Could you go back to your agenda item number 1 on where we are on number A on the improvement initiatives? I apologize that you have to go backward.
No. The improvement initiatives are going really well. We've had some excellent calls. I'm really happy with how the leads have taken initiative. We have Alain Blin on risk. We have Dan Ott and Getachew on BCE, and we have Richard Windsor and Patricia Nick on the asset management plan. So things are coming along very well. Sessions are very well attended, and I feel very, very positive about the progress there. On the 3 people topics, these are more new. The other ones are sort of, we've been working on these for the past year, so we're kind of, it's a well-oiled machine in a way. But the people topics are complex, but we also have really good leads in place, and I expect the activities to perk up and pick up. But the important thing is for all of you guys, if you can respond to these little surveys, they're very brief, and get engaged. I know you've got a lot of other things going on, but it's the engagement that makes that really produces value on this project.
Well, Cello, the reason I'm asking, because I've somehow missed this, but would you please include me on the BCE CIP, because we actually have an initiative that's going to start next week on an as-is for that. So I apologize that I've missed that that's been going on. So if you can include me on that, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. And let me just show something very quickly. Come on. Do you see a spreadsheet on your screen?
Yes.
So this is in the coordination. So this is a list of all the meetings that have been videotaped, and every time, and then there are specific tabs for BC, CIP, asset management, risk, workforce, culture, and change management. And this is the overall list of videos. So all the calls that have happened so far, I believe, have been recorded.
Okay.
So if you want to catch up on things, it is possible to, and I can send you a link. It is possible to go back and see what people have been talking about and stuff like that.
All right. Thank you. Sorry to take up so much time. Thank you so much.
No. Thank you. Any other thoughts before we close? Okay. Well, I'm going to stop recording. And